2020 marks the beginning of a new decade with renewed hope and opportunities. But for all of us, it's an especially remarkable year, as it brings a celebration of 100 years of TTC, a collection of 42 brands proudly led by my family. More importantly, it's also driven by our very special TTC family of thousands of individuals across 7 continents. Each and every brand and their team strive for one objective, always ensuring the best possible experience for our guests. We're often asked how and where did it all begin? The answer is simple. With my grandfather, Solomon Tolman, an extraordinary man of great vision and wisdom, who understood the real principles of business, the art of hospitality, and who set a precedent by showing through example that in all we do, we must be driven by service, the ethos of every single one of our brands. However, there are so many people, experiences and moments that have shaped our history and the journey. This is our story. We are recognized as a family of proud South Africans, but what most people don't know is that our roots actually stem from a small village in Lithuania, which was part of the Russian Empire. It was here in 1896 that my grandfather Solomon was born. In 1910, age 14, and claiming to authorities that he was 17 years old, he bought a one-way ticket on the Bremer Castle and embarked to South Africa, where he had a Bremer Castle to an unknown future. Today, his ticket is a family heirloom, reminding us of where it all began. 4 weeks later, he arrived in Cape Town, and after several months, he befriended Captain Stefan, a local agricultural trader. He soon recognized my grandfather's astute sense of business and integrity and offered him a share of his business. In August of 1920, my grandfather made the first Tolman investment in the hospitality business by buying the Paternoster Hotel. It was in the sleepy fishing village where our love and our passion for hospitality was born. My grandfather served each customer as if they were his only customer and always with genuine service and care. This is the philosophy that became the foundation of our business ethics and is an integral part of everything that we do. Solomon married my grandmother, Evelyn, and 5 years later on, September 20th, 1930, their first son, Stanley, my father, was born. It is from these humble beginnings and many years later that this very same person is the chairman and visionary of TTC today. In 1938, the family moved to Johannesburg. As the family arrived in Johannesburg, they were greeted by a line of over 30 cars, all belonging to other Tolman family members, each holding a white handkerchief to welcome them to their new home. It is this memory, the importance of family and that of warm welcomes, has remained with my father to this very day. In March 1939, my grandparents bought a hotel of 30 rooms called the Palace Hotel, which became the next important step in our story. During these years, my father and his younger brother Arnold would work at the hotel on weekends and holidays, and when my father finished school, my grandfather encouraged him to go to university to become a pharmacist. However, in 1952, my grandparents embarked on a 6-month journey around the world, and they asked my father to keep an eye on their hotel. Upon their return, they found he had not only left university, but he had fired the general manager and was now very successfully running the Palace Hotel himself. As destiny would have it, my father discovered his true calling. He knew that he was meant to become a hotelier, and he has been ever since. It was around this time that my father started dating an enchanting young lady, my mother, Bee. This was the start of one of the greatest love stories I know of, and on the 7th of March 1954, my parents were married. For 66 years, they have worked together tirelessly, side by side, with the same drive, values for hard work, passion, dedication and commitment to all their businesses and their customers. This is truly the backbone of TTC. Using money from their wedding gifts, they leased their very first hotel and restaurant, a 22-room hotel called the Nugget. My mother was just 20 and my father 23. My mother worked in the kitchens and my father would greet guests in the front. One day, my father was standing at the window with my grandfather, staring at the restaurant across the street, which was packed, while he only had 2 customers. My grandfather saw this and wisely told him, "Instead of worrying about what's going on over there, take care of the 2 customers you do have. Give them a great experience and they will grow to 4, and 4 to 8, and 8 to 16, and so on. Ensure your business is always driven by service." My parents did just that, and at the end of its first year, the Nugget was the most famous hotel in Johannesburg. These 3 wise words and vision became our path, and now, millions of guests and 42 multi-award-winning brands later, we are still doing exactly that, with the same dedication my grandfather Solomon applied 100 years ago. Today, we proudly stand united and celebrating the love of what we do, with 4 generations of our family actively engaged within our business, my brother Brett leading and inspiring us, along with the support and commitment of brilliant teams that make up the TTC family. From the greatest of love stories to the innovations needed in a changing world, to our everlasting efforts to make travel matter, today and together we've successfully grown from a single hotel to a vast array of hospitality and travel companies across the world, always putting our customers first. As we reach our 1st century milestone, we are here to celebrate and honor our guests, our trade partners, and our teams. We will be proudly sharing monthly highlights throughout the year with stories, events, the people behind the scenes who have helped make TTC what it is today, and where